This year has sucked for gaming so far, and don't be scared, I will give you hope by the end of this video, but I do want to talk about something. This, in my opinion, has been one of the worst years for gaming in a very, very, very long time. And the one game that everyone had their eyes set on is delayed again, so I don't think a lot of companies were going to release a game near the release of GTA 6, which had a domino effect. This year kind of feels like a big void for gaming. And we're in the middle of the year now, and we've got some decent titles, but nothing special. Most of this year has been filled with remasters, but we have got some good games, like Doom Dark Ages, which was fantastic. We got Elden Ring Night Reign, which was definitely fun. We got games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, which apparently was very good. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard a lot of good things. But the main issue I see is the fact that this day and age, there's a lot of streamers, me included, that just ruin all games to be released. When something comes out and gets a slight bit of hype around it, your favorite streamer begins to play the game. Then all the other streamers that are small and in need of followers flock to the game in hopes of getting a clip from it, or maybe gain a bunch of followers from the game, and I feel like it's just ruining gaming these days. This is a super common theme now, and I tend to stick to smaller games because I get more traction out of niches instead of following the herd, but even I'm guilty of doing it. As you've seen by my streams and even by my videos, I definitely like to stay on topic and stay into things people are interested in, but I feel like nothing's very interesting consistently anymore. I feel like it's interesting for 2 weeks and then people just drop it like it's damn a hot potato. Like me. Like Ready or Not, for example. That game's been out for 2 or 3 years, but now it was coming out to console and all of a sudden everyone's starting to play it again. Now I did the exact same thing. Ready or Not, I definitely got interested in that game again because people kept asking me to play it. And I decided, okay, well I would. I'm sure I could benefit from getting a little bit of followers of the game, but it's ruining a lot of the new titles that are to come out. So there's two main strong points. GTA 6 release being scheduled for 2025 kind of shot us in the foot for not many game titles being released, and then streamers like myself kind of grabbed those games that have been released this year and just milked them to death. And there's also another common issue, and there's another issue afoot too. Everyone seems to think that indie games are the best new thing, and with that has come this weird new style of games. And with this new style of game that's literally tailored towards streamers, that's just voice chat games with nothing in them except a very basic task, like Peak, climbing mountains, Lethal Company, getting things to sell, Repo, getting things to sell. It's the exact same thing. Content warning, getting content. Like it's literally, it's in the name that it's a clip farm. And man, do you know how tired I am of seeing these games and clips from these games? Even if it's the funniest shit I've ever seen, I've reached the point where I don't want to see the games anymore. I don't want to see everyone milking them dry, grabbing them and getting every single clip they can milk out of them, and then throwing them away and never touching them again. And even the companies that are making these streamer games, they aren't even really getting anything from it because after they make the first game, okay, well they've made enough money to just retire now. They don't want to keep making games because it's probably 3 guys that made the game. They made $3 million, give each other $1 million, retire, never make another game again. Why expand your company and do anything with it if you've already made as much money as you want? And like I said, it's really the streamer's fault for grabbing the game, milking every clip they can get out of it, and then throwing it away. And that's why I say that probably the biggest reason why gaming is so tough this year is because of streamers and how they've ruined everything. Something I've been doing to keep myself sane, and a lot of my friends have been doing, is revisiting older games that you've either missed out on or haven't played in forever. For example, I've been going back and playing games that I've missed out on, like on the PlayStation, for example, like Ghost of Tsushima, Uncharted. I've never touched those games before because I never had a PlayStation until now, and I'm going back and revisiting them. Detroit Become Human's a good example. If you haven't played something that's been out for a few years, go back and play it. If you want to play something that you played a few years ago and you want to re-experience it, go back and play it. And like I said, I just think it's crazy that everyone thinks indie games are the new wave now. Something that I would say that I'm very weird for is I'm ready for another massive multiplayer, like big franchise game to release. I want something fresh from a new company, or maybe even just a spinoff from a company that exists that's not already an existing universe. I'm tired of Modern Warfare. I'm tired of games being built off the same game, like, you know, how Apex Legends is basically Titanfall. Tired of the same games being remastered and revamped, like Siege X and CS2. I want something fresh, something new, something that hasn't been done before, at least to a degree. It can be the same style of game, but I just want it to be something good, something fantastic. It can have bugs and whatever, but I just want a new experience. I know it's a risk for companies to do that and to take that risk, but man, man, I just want that feeling that like all these games brought to me, like Ghost of Tsushima, Detroit Become Human, even Red Dead Redemption 2 and Battlefield 4, things that already existed. I don't mind that they made something that's connected to a familiar franchise, but I just want something fresh that's not just the same recycled game on the same engine that's just a reskin as far as like graphics go. I don't want a walking simulator that has voice chat or just a walking simulator in general. But I did say earlier that I would give you hope for the end of this year, and I would like to add that we are not at the end of the year just yet. And obviously, you know that. We still have things upcoming like Ghost of Yatai on its way, the predecessor to Ghost of Tsushima. We have Metal Gear Solid, which hasn't made a game in like 10 years, and I'm really, really excited for that. If you've seen any of the gameplay and stuff like that, it seems like a very, very fun game, even though streamers will probably ruin it by getting clip farms of hiding in boxes and shit like that. Mafia Old Country looks fantastic so far, and I'm kind of scared for that one as well, because I feel like that's going to be a very linear story experience, and people are going to milk it dry for its just, you know, streaming and whatever else. But I am really excited to play the game when it releases. And if you look at those games that I just mentioned, they are vastly different from anything that's been released in the last few years. There has been a few sword fighting games like Ghost of Yatai, but it hasn't been Ghost of Tsushima. That was a completely different experience. Metal Gear Solid, yeah, there's games kind of like that, like Hitman and whatever else, but they don't do it like Metal Gear Solid has done it since I was a kid. Mafia is its own world. I feel like there's not a game out there like Mafia other than things like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. So at least we're getting something that we can at least hold ourselves over with until GTA 6 comes out. May not be massively multiplayer, but it will be a good story experience. There may be upcoming games that are just reskins and re-releases like Black Ops 7 and 2K26, but there's still hope for new experiences, maybe not by the end of this year, but hopefully into the next year and the year after that. That's not just going to be indie games throwing together some patch-up, knock-up kind of job to either make money for themselves or get clips for streamers so they can make money. I hope we can rest peacefully as gamers, console and PC alike, where we could get a game that's actually fun, enjoyable, massively multiplayer or single player, that's a good experience that doesn't die off within the same week it releases. But yeah, small indie devs, quit making clip farm simulators. I'm tired of seeing them, bro. Just stop. Like, please, be so for real.